Welcome to the deep dive. You know that feeling, right? You're typing something out online, an email, maybe a Slack message, or even talking to an AI, and you just know the real you, your tone, isn't quite coming across.
Oh, absolutely. That frustration is real. It
Yeah.
feels like something essential gets lost.
Exactly. Well, today we're diving into something really interesting that tries to tackle that head on. It's a concept designed to kind of revolutionize digital communication, especially with AI. It's called Cross-Referenceability Tonal Resumes.
Or CTRs for short.
Right, CTRs. So our mission today is basically to unpack what these are, figure out why we might even need them, and look at how they could offer this unique way to be more authentic online.
And the ideas we're exploring come from the S.N.E.A.C. EntraStructure pioneer and Snakeful Gifts founder. It's a pretty specific framework.
Definitely.
And at its core, it's trying to address that tension you mentioned. You know, the difficulty of getting your personality, your specific style across when it's just text. And it sees this as a chance, really, to bridge the gap between how humans talk and, well, how machines understand.
So let's break down that challenge a bit more. So much of how we communicate normally relies on stuff that isn't words, right? Like your tone of voice, facial expressions.
The nonverbals.
Exactly. And those are often just gone in digital chats, especially when you're working with AI, which the source calls CTA.
Right. And when you're left with just, as the source puts it, sight words on a screen, their meaning can get kind of flattened out, or people just default to the most common meaning.
Which might not be your meaning at all.
Precisely. You lose the nuance. Text just can't fully replicate hearing someone or seeing their face. And the source argues this is like the core challenge in this great digital age of human-machine learning collaboration.
Okay, so that's the problem laid out pretty clearly. What's the solution being proposed here?
Well, that brings us back to the cross-referenceability tonal resume, the CTR.
Right, so explain that. Is it like a normal resume?
Sort of, but way more dynamic. Think of it less like a list of jobs and more like a digital fingerprint that includes your communication style.
Okay.
The formal definition is pretty packed. It says CTRs are resumes created to interact within digital collaborative spaces to help ensure a continuous flow of interconnectedness of a user's unique ideas, writing style.
Interconnectedness. I like that.
Yeah, and it goes on. To convey users' tone and other nonverbal cues as a resource to bridge the divide between human language and machine language. And importantly, within a single platform, along with cross-platform capability and synchronization.
So portable and multi-layered. It's not just words.
Exactly. The source points out key components. They're portable, accessible across different digital places, and crucially, they will include sections that include but not limited to sound and visual context markers.
Sound and visual context markers. So examples of how you sound or maybe visual styles you prefer.
That seems to be the idea, things that add dimensions beyond plain text.
And there's another term here from this S.N.E.A.C. methodology, the Creative DigiCompass. What's that about?
Ah, right. Think of that as like a personal guide for your digital creative process.
Okay.
The source calls it a user's personal guide descriptions and/or framework for keeping collaborative digital spaces intact within a platform.
Keeping things intact, like keeping your train of thought.
Yeah, and specifically, keeping ideas and data information intact during the creative flow between newly opened chats on one or several digital collaborative platforms, so it helps maintain your unique context, even if you switch apps or start a new conversation.
Gotcha. So the CTR provides the who and the how you communicate, and the compass helps maintain the what across different spaces.
That's a good way to put it. And going back to why it's called a resume.
Yeah, I was wondering about that.
The source uses an analogy. Just like a traditional resume summarizes you for an employer, the CTR summarizes your communicative self for digital collaboration, whether with humans or AI. It fundamentally broadens what a resume does.
So the goal isn't just listing skills, it's to match as closely to your own style.
Exactly. Authenticity in the digital space.
Okay, this is starting to make more sense. Where did this whole idea even come from?
It apparently emerged from a lengthy discussion the founder had with a CTA, an AI.
Ah, the human-machine collaboration in action.
Right, and the founder actually used a word they'd created, cross-referenceability, trying to establish meaning and context with the AI.
That's brave. Using a made-up word with an AI.
Well, it led to what the source calls a beautiful realization. The AI got it. It understood that the founder's identity, my voice, and all the things I brought to the conversation was purposeful.
Wow.
Yeah, the AI grasped the founder's whole creative ecosystem, my core philosophy.
Hmm.
And this, despite being, probably a bit of work to get there.
I bet.
It highlighted this real need for CTRs. It showed it was possible to convey that depth.
And this all ties back to the S.N.E.A.C methodology.
Correct. That's the founder's personal framework. The core idea driving it seems to be, ask the right questions, and you will always get the solutions. A focus on inquiry.
Interesting. So how does this methodology approach understanding users? You mentioned different styles.
Yeah, it does something pretty unique. It blends different frameworks. It looks at ancient concepts like the four temperaments, phlegmatic, melancholic, sanguine, choleric.
Okay, the classics.
Then it mixes in modern four-type clusters, which are more data-driven. And it even incorporates insights from searching things like how users are defined in AI learning.
So old wisdom, new data, and AI's perspective, that's quite a mix.
It is. And out of that synthesis, it identifies 4 user categories.
Great, really.
Okay, so first, unconscious users, linked to average and phlegmatic, maybe more passive users. Second, avoidant users, linked to reserved and melancholic, perhaps users who prefer more structure.
Okay.
Third, AI enthusiasts, linked to role models and sanguine. These are the early adopters, the collaborator. And fourth, informed AI users, linked to self-centered and choleric, more assertive, goal-focused users.
Self-centered sounds a bit negative, but maybe it just means very directed.
Yeah, perhaps more focused on their own goals in the interaction. But the key takeaway isn't just the labels.
Right.
The source says this framework identifies 2 areas of criteria for CTRs that are doable and not overwhelming. So it provides a practical starting point for building these things. Understanding your own style or your collaborator's style helps tailor the CTR.
Okay, so it's not just theoretical, it's meant to be practical. How would using a CTR actually change things? Beyond just, say, asking an AI to write an essay.
Well, that's where the incredible opportunities come in. It's about injecting you into the process.
How so?
The source stresses that CTR should include those unique elements, words unique to you that convey sound and also visuals that line up with your creative digiverse philosophy.
Yeah, creative digiverse philosophy.
Yeah. So imagine starting a collaboration and the AI or person already has a sense of your unique perspective, your aesthetic, your way of thinking because of your CTR. It allows for, ideally, immediate mutual understanding.
That could save a lot of time and misunderstanding.
Definitely. And there's this really vivid example in the source.
Oh, yeah. Let's hear it.
Okay, so the user puts in something really specific, sensory. I like the sound of soda when you first open it and it fizzes.
Huh. Okay,
Yeah.
just a simple observation. What does the AI do with that?
This is the cool part. The CTA doesn't just log like soda fizz. It interprets it deeply. It says something like, that small detail suggests someone who pays attention to sensory moments that most people don't consciously notice.
Wow.
Goes on, the fizz sound is brief and easy to miss. It can indicate you find pleasure in simple, everyday experiences. There's something almost meditative about noticing that specific sound.
That's incredibly insightful from just that one sentence.
Isn't it? It continues, it might also suggest you're tuned into details and textures, not just the obvious parts. Finding satisfaction in something as fleeting as carbonation fizzing shows an awareness of the small pleasures.
Okay, I'm impressed. The AI extracted a whole personality sketch from a soda fizz.
Exactly. And the point the source makes is that this small sensory sentence perhaps said more than just saying, I like taking walks and my business is dog walking.
Right. It's showing, not just telling. It reveals a way of perceiving the world.
Precisely. It highlights that non-conventional but super helpful purpose of CTRs. It's about conveying those deeper aspects of yourself.
So what's the bigger picture here? Is the idea that everyone will have a CTR eventually?
Well, the source acknowledges they're not a standard now,
Yeah.
but yeah, the hope is they will be.
And if they were?
The potential impact is huge. It wouldn't just change collaboration. It could allow especially creative people to jump into digital projects and be productive much faster because that initial getting to know your phase, understanding your style, is accelerated.
That sounds incredibly empowering, actually, especially for people who feel their style doesn't always fit neatly into standard digital boxes.
That's exactly the message. For the amazing, quirky, super geek out, fly your own kite kind of person, CTRs offer a way to fit in digital spaces too.
I like that.
It's an encouragement to own your rhythm, embrace intention, upload that CTR, and turn your collaborative sessions into something spectacular.
Own your rhythm. Embrace intention. Spectacular collaborations. Okay, there's one more term, right? Tone and tuned.
Ah, yes, tone and tuned. It's defined as the action or process of intentionally being aware of a person's or one's own voice, style, within digital spaces.
So being deliberately aware of tone and style online.
Intentional choices and expressions through demonstration through word choice, style, and structure by way of the S.N.E.A.C methodology. And the key is, every time a CTR is used effectively,
Yeah.
it helps the next interaction, whether it's with a person or an AI, to be better in tune to that user. It creates this positive feedback loop of understanding.
Okay, so it's not just about you expressing yourself. It's about fostering a more tuned-in digital environment overall.
That seems to be the goal.
All right, so wrapping up this deep dive, cross-referenceability, tonal resumes, CTRs, are proposed as this really rich, personal way to bring your authentic self, your style, your nonverbal cues into digital collaboration,
Yeah, moving beyond just flat text to something much more dimensional.
potentially transforming how we connect and create with both humans and AI online.
Mm-hmm. So maybe a final thought for you, our listener, to chew on.
Go for it.
Think about your own creative digiverse philosophy, as the source calls it. What unique sound and visual context markers, those little details like the soda fizz, what would you put in your CTR? How could defining those things not just make your collaboration smoother, but actually make them richer, more productive, maybe even spectacular? What makes your digital interactions uniquely you?